comedy. I'm slapstick. I love slapstick, and I'll watch slapstick all day long. I love kid movies. Anything that's like, wah, wah, wah.
Coming to you from 125 Carver in Waco, Texas, it's the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions are fun, real, and at times very uncomfortable. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to like and subscribe, and please ring the bell. Now, here are your hosts, Pastor Cello and Pastor Mia.
Stay up in the morning.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy New Year. We are at episode 244.
Too bad it wasn't 2:45 because I'd be like 2:45 in him.
That's next week.
Okay.
So, thank you guys for tuning in, watching. Hope you've enjoyed your little break from us because we have missed you guys.
And we're back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Sorry, we don't have
Happy
the
New
confetti.
Year's.
Yeah.
New Year's.
Listen. I want to address that because I want to tell you, all of you who put Happy New Year's, it's not 2 years, it's 1 year. Happy New Year because it came around the sun one time. Ding, 1 year. Not Happy New Year's. Okay.
Well, if you're Texas and below, it's New Year's
Why?
because we're all Mexican country
We're
folks.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
We are not Mexican.
New Year's, give me the chairs. Everything has an S on it. There you go.
But if you're trying to speak Spanish, you add an O to everything? Makes no sense.
Mexico's. Give me a Cokes.
Give me a Pepsi.
Pepsi's.
Give me the Pepsis. Hurry up, give me the Pepsis.
Dr. Peppers.
Ay,
All has an S on it.
Well, welcome everybody. We're here. We're back for your enjoyment. But we totally have missed you, and so welcome to 2023.
Yeah, cool.
We're going to have some new topics, but we're going to start off right away because we're burning daylight, as your father would say.
Yes.
And as it gets later in the day, then you don't get to watch the podcast because you've got to work and you can't be peeing on company time. Dadgummit, for 2023, stop peeing on company time.
That's the best time to pee.
No.
Yes, you're getting paid to pee.
Stop it.
PP.
Paid pee.
What are you doing? I'm going to PP.
Stop.
Get paid to pee. Or
Stop. What?
get paid to poop.
Oh my gosh.
Fire.
No. Listen, for 2023, let's do better. Oh,
I agree with that. I agree
do better.
Let's do better. I agree.
Do better. No more peeing on company time. No more pooping on company time. No
text
more
message.
napping on company time.
Whoa,
No
whoa,
more
whoa, whoa,
texting
whoa, whoa.
on company time. No more.
Wow.
What else? What else do you do on company time?
I don't know, but you're
What are
just-
the things that you do on company time? Stop stealing, people. Stop it. It's 2023. Let's turn a new leaf, all right? Sorry.
Thank you so much. We sure appreciate you coming in. Everybody signed off now. You're not the boss of me.
Yeah, you're not the boss of me. Yeah, I'm gonna turn you off. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. So clearly, y'all missed us in these last 2 weeks, and I am gonna talk about something actually serious. That was just play, and I was really joking with you, because I really don't have a boss, because I'm my own boss, so I can pee on my own company time, I can poop on my own company time, and I can eat and snack on my own company time. So.
Okay. So what are we talking about?
If you do not stop yawning.
It's early.
Yeah, I know. So
what's
stop
up?
yawning.
What are we talking
about? We are talking about, so going back to my dreams and apocalyptic dreams, because it's 2023, y'all. We're back. Yeah. And better. I did not have an apocalyptic dream, but I've been having some real dreams, like really, like I can feel it. And I'm just like, woo, Susan, it's coming, you know.
So
Sorry.
what do you...
So, do you remember the before? I think right after we went to break, I had a dream, and I told you I woke up because I felt like somebody was standing right there. Remember that?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. Do you remember why I said that? Oh, I can't remember, y'all. But anyway, I woke up because I felt like somebody was standing right there talking to me. And it was almost like After Earth with Will Smith when his sister is telling him, wake up, wake up.
Oh.
Wake up, and her face is like falling off type thing. And I don't even watch scary movies, so I don't even know where that came from. But let me tell you what happened.
Do tell.
I couldn't go to sleep. That's what it was. I couldn't go to sleep, and I was really, really trying because I knew that I needed to get up to go to work at 5, right? So I'm trying to go to sleep, and I'm thinking to myself, and y'all already know, I've told many of you, you already know, don't even ask me about a job because I got 1,000 of them, okay? But one of those 10,020 jobs was Ubering, and I didn't want to Uber because I was afraid that someone would probably get in the back of my car, and I know, right? You're like, why does she think that way? What were you thinking, Mia? I'm sorry, you thought it too. Just because I said it doesn't, whatever. Anyway, my husband watches a lot of boo movies.
I don't watch boo movies.
Yes, you do.
I watch suspenseful movies.
That's what that is. That's what that's called. The kind that go, ah!
Well, I think of boo movies as like horror flicks.
No.
Like,
Suspenseful is boo movie to me. Okay? Because I didn't grow up like that. We didn't watch things like that. Says the person who watched Pinhead. Okay, anyway, and Children of the Corn and all those other movies.
I didn't watch those kind of movies.
I know, but we only watched them.
But I like suspenseful movies.
Let me tell you why we watched those. Because we lived in an apartment complex that was facing the drive-in theater. And that was our bedroom. Sorry, Mom, I know you didn't know that, but we would watch movies out the little mini blind, and we like, all night, type thing. So anyway, that's probably why we had bags under our eyes when we went to school and stuff. But saying all that to say that I don't watch boo movies because I don't like to be scared like that. And the other night, I just kept thinking in my head, okay, I haven't Ubered for 2 weeks. 1, because it was Christmas and I needed to get ready. And then number 2, because I got sick. So because I wasn't able to Uber, I think my mind was like taking me back to the beginning of when I was first Ubering. And I was thinking about, all those suspenseful drama, cop, scary, whodidit murder movies. And so immediately, I couldn't sleep. I felt anxiety try to take over me because this is what I literally saw, y'all. Stop. Just stop. My husband is going to laugh because he knows this is, for somebody who doesn't watch scary movies, I don't know where I got all this from. But this is what I thought. I thought, it's 5 a.m., Mia. It's dark, and someone's going to get in. They could always poke you with a pencil in the back of the head, and you can, or in the shoulder, or...
Thank you guys for tuning in this morning.
The gruesome, type thing of that. But that was what I thought, and I thought, can I grab my scissors fast enough? Because y'all, I come packing. I got scissors in one side of me, blade on the other, spray underneath me. I'm ready, And I was like, can I grab those scissors? This is what I'm thinking. Can I grab those scissors fast enough? But would I grab their hand after they stab me with the pencil? Would I be able to? Type thing. And if they got me in the head, would I be able to function? Because that would be my brain, and then it wouldn't be able to function right. Would I be able to dial 911? Would I be able to tell Siri 911? Would I call you? Who would I call first?
So if you're interested in Ubering at all,
you're probably
please
not
call
anymore.
for training Thursday evenings, Central Standard Time.
I'm just saying, okay?
$1.99.
Listen. I think that the 2-week break, we were thinking about we were watching all those boo movies, all those suspenseful movies.
We didn't watch no boo movies.
We did. Anything, y'all. Any little thing is a boo to me, okay? If it ain't a love story, romantic, comedy, I'm slapstick. I love slapstick, and I'll watch slapstick all day long. I love kid movies. Anything that's like, Wah! My husband's watching arms falling off and Rambo and Godfather and what's his name, Scarface, and so that's what I have in the back of my subconscious. So I think, I really believe my anxiety was
We're gonna wrap this thing up right now.
No, listen. I believe my anxiety was layering itself, and I don't even have anxiety. So what happened as those thoughts started to come into my head, I was just like, no, I won't have that, and I won't think that way. And immediately it stopped, and I went to sleep.
Wow, you're holy.
I am. But at the same time, I was thinking about that whole thing and that process of that and thinking there are so many people dealing with anxiety issues right now that no one ever dealt with before. You know, it wasn't a thing. You didn't talk about it. It was taboo. You weren't supposed to talk about it. You weren't supposed to mention it because then people thought you were crazy. I know half of you thought I was crazy when I talked about a man stabbing me with a pencil in the back, you know? I'm just saying. But those are things that we all think. That doesn't mean we talk about them, but that's what causes our anxiety to build up. The same as, you know, when I was flying, my sisters were like, "Are you okay back there?" You know, when we went to Seattle together, because I was just like, you know, hanging on for dear life and praying, you know, and even though I was praying and listening to worship music, those thoughts start to take captive and they start to build themselves into this character of a thing, a thought character that comes out in karate chops with chopping action, you know, type thing. And or hatchet.
So how long have you been afraid of cats?
Seriously though, but I just was like, man, there are so many people that deal with anxiety. And some people don't even know what causes it. You know, you've said that before. You've dealt with it before, and you're like, I'm not sure where it came from. It's from thoughts. That's why the Bible says to hold those thoughts captive and put them in a jail cell and lock them away.
Put them in a bottle of water, let them dissolve.
Yeah, I mean, if we could, you know what I mean? But that's really, we could, because they're just thoughts. They're thoughts, evaporative thoughts that just go into the air when we speak them or when we float them, you know, and how do you battle that? That's the question. How do you battle that? I just told you how I battled it. I told it to shut up and get out of my head.
Shut up and get out.
Yeah, I was like, say hello to my little friend. And I pulled out my Bible, you know, or what do you do? The Bible app, and you shove it under your pillow, you know?
I do.
So I'm just saying, because I'm thinking about others who don't have that type of thing to be able to combat that. And it's not that you don't. Some of you do have the same tools. It's just which tool are you going to use? And sometimes you'd rather not. You'd rather cower and, you know, and deal.
That's me. I like to cower. Get under my blankets, sleep for 3 or 4 days.
He's never going to get me. He's never going to get me.
So much. It's amazing the force field under a blanket that can keep you safe from the monster under the bed.
Really?
Amazing. But if that foot's sticking out, you are in trouble. just saying. If the toe's sticking out, bro, the monster gonna get you right through the blanket.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Give us some wise Yoda one. Give us some
I ain't got none, man. You better get some anxiety pills.
No, see, that's the thing. That's what everybody's throwing out nowadays, like candy.
No, it's. I think anxiety's real. I think it's tough. I think probably the biggest thing is, no, because you've asked me, like, where are those thoughts coming from? Like, for me, like, I don't know. Like, it's a feeling that starts coming, and then it just one thing leads to another. It's, and it is if you don't get a hold of it quickly, it can snowball on you, and it can cause you to shut down for 3 or 4 days, you know, for a week, you know. But I think that ultimately it is your thought process. You know, the word tells us, you know, what are you thinking on?
Yes.
You know, what are you focused on?
Yes.
But I think the biggest thing is that we feel, I say we, people that deal with anxiety, I think we feel inadequate or incapable of
battling.
Not just battling,
winning,
but getting a hold of the thoughts. You know, getting a hold, and it's very, very deceiving because it's not just the thoughts, it's the feeling that you get. Like it's the emotional, it's
Yeah.
the physical feeling that
Bro.
you get. And
It
it's
was
hard
coming up to my throat.
It's hard to combat what you feel is real. Like emotionally, physically, that suspense, that anxiety, that fear, that dread. It's like trying to have a conversation with somebody that you really don't have a conversation with. The closer you get, the more
Your heart starts beating,
you
hands
start-
get
yeah,
sweaty.
you get
That's exactly
stressed.
what happened.
And I think I think the biggest thing that we struggle with is the fact that it's a lot of it's just fear of unknowing, like of having fear that hits you and not really knowing. I mean, for me, I think a lot of what I deal with is big picture stuff, church-wise, responsibility. And it's crazy because, I mean, I as much as I trust God, I'm still, I shared with you the other day, like I'll be like, yes, Jesus! And then I'm like Elijah running in the cave, hiding from a woman, like, oh my God, she's gonna get me. She's gonna get me and kill me, you know? But I think it's us. I think the biggest thing is just really facing the fact that this is what you're dealing with. Admitting it, facing the facts. You know, I'm a big fact person. Like it's hard to fix or address something if you're not willing to admit that you're dealing with it. And I think a lot of believers, I think there's two sides of it. I mean, I think we have to find a balance, but I think there's the side where we just lean into anxiety, lean into depression, lean into panic attacks, and we're just like, I have to deal with this, and this is it. This is who I am, and I'm have to deal with this. And then you have the other ones that ignore it all the way together, and both of them find themselves in situations. But I think it's not ignoring it as much as it is addressing it, and it's not leaning into it and embracing it so much that it incapacitates you to where you can't function.
Yeah.
Because really, when it boils down to it, you know, it's the enemy that brings fear, and a lot of time I think that that fear comes because of what we know we can do, what we're capable of, and it's just fearful to think that we can actually accomplish it. Because of the responsibility and everything that comes with it, right? So people depend on you in different levels. But I think you know, there's two easy diagnoses for believers, right? For Christians is one, go see a therapist, go see somebody, let them prescribe you some money, start popping M&Ms and Skittles, you know, to solve your problem, and then that's it. And the other is just quote a scripture.
Yeah.
And
Which is what I did.
The scripture is going to make it better, and it's going to go away. But I think sometimes it's a little bit of both. I think you need the word, and you need practical.
Well, what did we say
application.
before about
Right.
medicine before,
Yeah,
when
like
we didn't used to take aspirin and all that, which now we do, but before it was like, you know, if you need to take an aspirin or you need to take anxiety medicine, that's fine, but don't be dependent on it.
And I think
take it while you're believing and walking through your faith.
Yeah,
you
and I
know?
think that's what I'm
Until you
saying.
get to a
I think that's a
place.
place where we get like we want to negate or push aside or not even address it, you know. So we're just like, well, quote 15 scriptures and you know God's going to take care of it. Which it's not that I don't think that God can take care of it, but I think some of it has to do with us being wise. We have to use wisdom. In Proverbs, it talks about us being able to use common sense, like having common sense that we can address situations in a practical manner. And I think that we don't, as a church and as believers, we just don't do that. Like we either want to
Sweep it under the rug.
we want to sweep it under the rug and just deal with it with medicinally, right, with just medication, or we just want to speak the word and not use any medicine. And I think we have to be wise and do both if we need to. But I think the biggest thing is when you said captivating your thoughts or getting your thoughts captive. It's identifying what it is, you know, and what it is that's causing it, and and how to address it. What's the best methods? I mean, there's all different types of techniques and life hacks and all this different things. But it's really it's understanding that we are human and that we're dealing with feelings and emotions that are real, but we should not let them affect us to the point where we shut down. you know, where we're able to operate or function
Well-
in life. And I'm not saying, because there are some people that that's where they're at.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think it's a healthy place to stay there.
No,
and I don't think it's
so either.
a healthy place to ignore it or belittle
Yeah.
or make light of somebody
No,
that's
we don't
dealing
need
with
to
it.
make
you
light
know?
of it at all.
But I mean, because you know, there was a time in my life, man, come on, suck it up, let's go. You know, and now I'm like, hold on, give me a minute, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so
I love this one that you always say, whoa, 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 whoa. And that's pretty much what I
on,
did
man.
with that
Push
thought. I was like,
pause.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Push pause, man.
I'm not fitting to think that way.
and it's tough, but I think at the risk of sounding conspiracy theorist and all that, but I think that a lot of what we're you know, you mentioned there's so many people that are dealing with it. I think a lot of it has to do with the pandemic in 2020. Like,
Yes.
we experienced fear,
Yep.
anxiety, depression on a global scale.
Yep.
Like never in the history of the planet
Yep.
has everything been has people in general as humans been isolated, right? And so when you isolate people and you put fear in them, so what happens is that builds momentum, that builds strength. So now when you you can go out and play now, like, well, I don't know if I want to go out and play
Yeah,
now. I don't know if
yeah.
I want to go to work. And so you have this back of your mind thinking like, so there's this fear, there's this anxiety, there's this depression that starts hitting you, and it's hitting everybody. We're literally to me, I just feel like we're just seeing the repercussions of 6 to 8 months to a year in 2020. So now we're all trying to face it. And we're like, why is everybody feeling this way? It's because of what took place. Like it was literally programmed into us not to talk to anybody and to be afraid and all this. And so even today, like 3-4 years later, like or 3 years later, like we still don't even know if we're supposed to fist bump, handshake, or like we're like, what are we doing? You know, elbow, like, and that's confusion, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that's some
the
of that
enemy.
that's confusion. That's the enemy, and that's part of where some of that anxiety comes from. Because even though you're like, hey, you're doing your best to compress or depress some of those
push
feelings,
down.
But it's like everything else. If you push anything down far enough, then what happens? It comes out, or it
Don't
shuts you
come
down.
out the bottom.
So I think that's kind of somewhere we're at. I think reading your Bible and quoting the scriptures and praying, I think that's huge for believers. But I think that's what we're dealing with as a nation, as a society globally, that we don't even realize it. And I think we have to be able to address it.
Yeah,
You
I'll
know.
tell you what, boy. I took them hands after, like I said with the Bible, and I was like, and I was like, I'm not about to do this. I'm not. I've never had an issue with it. It's never been my problem. It's never been my thing to deal with it, and I'm not going to deal with it.
I never
I'm
have.
not going to start right now.
I have not dealt with it ever.
Yeah.
Until probably about, I guess it was like 2019, No, it was like 2020 when I started having issues, but not even really understanding what was going on.
Yeah, I think it was before that when you launched the church.
Yeah, you're right. It was
So
a that's a lot though.
Yeah, but I think it elevated in 2020, and it's so funny, because you say that, and I'm thinking about that, thinking about someone who said that about how am I going to be anxiety and filled, and I've never had anxiety before, but that's really exactly what happened there. I don't know. I just felt like addressing it because I know something is on the cusp. I see it.
I think I think some of it is the anticipation of what's coming, right? Like
Yeah.
something's coming, you
Yeah.
know? Like we're in a really unique time in life and society and culture and religion. Like there's so much different things that are taking place, which creates anxiety because, when you read the Bible and you're like, oh my gosh, the end times, like, oh my God, are we in the end times? Are we in? Like, so you have all these different things that are adding to it, and you're like, man, where is this coming from?
Don't know. That's exactly why I had to bring it up. Anyway, I don't know if we helped anybody, but at least
Caused a lot of questions and problems.
yeah, honestly, right? But I just wanted to make light of it at first, but then be like, wait, it's not a lightful thing. It's an actual thing that people are dealing with.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope this helped you guys. And we hope to see you further in 2023 and shed some light on some other things too. None of that, what do I always say, apocalyptic and what do you always do?
I don't know.
What you just said
What?
a minute ago about bringing the truth, and revealing some stuff to us. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Happy New Year.
Appreciate y'all
We'll see
kicking
you.
in. We holler at you guys.
Those are my fireworks.
Oh, okay. What's up? We'll holler at you guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you for
Yeah,
listening to the Riverside Weekly. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Production and engineer provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.